Hey there, welcome to Aetherdrift Standard. Today I'm going to be trying out a new Azorius Artifacts deck, so let's take a look at the list. Alright, here's what I'm working with right now. Our new cards include Voyage Home, which is often a 2-mana draw 3, gain 3. I love this card. I'm really excited to try and use a lot of control shells too, if we can get artifact sub-theme going. I also have 2 Riptide Gearhulk. I initially had 4 of these, but I'm just doing 2 right now because I'm a little unsure this is the right build for it, but very powerful, big old construct, mythic creature coming in standard right here. We have the Aetherspark, which comes in very hot in these matches and is very fun to play with. It's a strange artifact planeswalker equipment. The modes are expensive, but when they work, they work. It's kind of just a gradual value engine, and it of course triggers our Simulacrum Synthesizer, which is the build around for this deck. Really debating whether or not to use this as the main build around. I don't love just big beatdown with Synthesizer, but one of the most fun new cards we're using is Repurposing Bay. Basically, we're trying to sacrifice cards like Market Gnome, which gets a lot of value off of being sacrificed, into cards like Fabrication Foundry and Glass Casket, because Repurposing Bay, you just need to go up 1 mana cost at a time. So Glass Casket is great cheap removal, classic artifact card here, and Fabrication Foundry is ramp, but then we can sacrifice one of these, or even maybe a Power Stone token from Thran Spider into a Market Gnome, into one of these, into a Simulacrum Synthesizer, or also a Perilous Snare, which is another new card, a permanent removal card. So maybe a 3 mana card into Solemn Simulacrum, which then can be sacrificed into a 5 mana, and then if we really want to, we could sacrifice one of those into Chamil the Inner Sun. There's a lot of things we could do with Repurposing Bay. I'm really excited to try out kind of a more control-y version of this deck. So yeah, I hope you like this list. I'm having a lot of fun diving into the new set and look more for other exciting new builds in the coming days. And thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Let's hop into a match and see how it goes with Azorius Artifacts. We got the Repurposing Bay in our hand. Very excited to see a new card. Let's see what we're up against. And play a Meticulous Archive. Oh! Sick. Should I get the Alt Art Gearhulks? Guess we'll see how much I like them. I mean, this art is pretty sweet as it is. New cards. Wish we were on the new battlefield, but hey. Can't have everything all the time. Maze's End? No way. Ooh, much respect to our opponent. Extreme respect. Not sure of any great way to counter that, honestly. So let's see if they can pull off the combo. Something we could put in the Glass Casket. Speaking of, there's another one. But I think I'll get down 3 Spider, aim for a Gearhulk next turn. Don't really want to give them another Clifftop Lookout, but I do want to play the new card, so... Repurposing Bay is sweet. We can sacrifice his Power Stone to it. Maybe I'll do that next turn and get a 1 mana thing. The tomes are here. Go for Bay or Gearhulk? They must have a sweeper, right? One would assume. Do they have a sweeper next turn? I think I'm going to get the Bay train going. I think that's exciting to me. And I'm just going to go for it right now. Well, actually, what do we get for 4 here? We could get the Aetherspark. I'm gonna be chill and just get a gnome right now. That's our 1 mana card. Just trying out new things, seeing what sticks. I can see there being a bit more of an aggressive deck with 4 Repurposing Bays, as is kind of typical when I start out a new set. I'm just trying out a few copies of the new cards. I don't use all my wild cards right away, but... You like my Market Gnome? Let's see if they have a Sunfall next turn. I'd love them to use it. I mean, it would be a shame to not get the Gnome Death ability, but I would really like them to use their sweeper. I'm going to say they have one because they just kept on the top. But they also probably don't feel very pressured right now. They got a lot of Maze's Ends, but not that many gates, which is interesting. Gear Hulk here not feeling amazing because we don't really want to bounce the tome, give them more value. Demolition Field is kind of nice. I think I'm going to go for the Aether Spark. Attached to a creature. It's a +1 move, gets a counter. Yeah, baby. I'm gonna do it before the attack phase, so maybe our gnome gets in. Oh. Bit of a stick there. We could also get Solemn Simulacrum or the Smithy, but we get the new card, I think. And that's a Planeswalker artifact equipment, baby. Alright, looks like Gnome is going to die. Yeah. That's okay. Get some value off of the Gnome. There's a synthesizer, so I guess we'll get that down. Could have used a Demolition Field there. I was maybe going to use a Glass Casket. Fomori Vault is good. We do need things to trigger our synthesizer, but Fomori Vault is a lot of value. Yeah. What a crazy card. I feel like this card could be a really fun build around. Like, I don't love creature decks, but this is so cool. Alright, there's Titania's command, so they're gonna up the guild gate quotient. Okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Let's play Gear Hulk. I might lose to, I mean, I'm being really slow, so we might just end up losing to Maze's End, honestly. I won't be too surprised if that happens. I'm just going to bounce a bear for each opponent. Oh, that's weird. It makes you do that. Okay. Sure. We're definitely getting some new cards out, which is the whole idea. So I'm going to put this on our token, make them deal with this board next turn. Use a map and then see what they can do. See if they have a sweeper. Glyph Bridge. Sure. I mean, I don't really want to cast this, but if they do sweep it, it's another way to trigger our synthesizer. Recently got the nice alt art for this bad boy. Figured this card was going to come up in a lot of my decks in this new standard. And on Arena, you can get this version for not however much it costs in real life. A lot. Alright, they do have a Sunfall. That is to be expected. Looks like our Aether Spark is going to stick around, though, which is kind of nice. So, can I think I can just... Because it's a Planeswalker, it's just sitting there. I can, this 4/4 could be a problem because I really want to use Glass Casket on it. Glass Casket not doing anything for us this game. Yeah, I could just draw 2 here and kill our Aether Spark, which is good to know. Glass Casket we could sacrifice to the Bay, though. Still not too worried about their Maze's End win con popping off quite yet. Is this worth using here to get a Simulacrum token? I think I'm going to go for it. I don't think they're going to have too much for us to sweep. And then I'll also... Oh, I don't think I have any artifacts for 6, which I was working on another build of like Turbo Repurposing Bay. Yeah, that would be kind of nice right now. So I guess we'll just use this here and get another Market Gnome. I think that seems fine. Might as well put this on our big creature and see if we can get an attack in with the Aether Spark. Well, I'm definitely enjoying these new cards. I don't know if my build is good, but Certainly fun. Alright, at least it's not a sunfall, so we get a card off of the gnome. Oh, there's our first voyage home. This is probably one of the most exciting cards for me in the new set. Aetherspark gonna take a hit here. But I don't think it's totally dead, so that's good. Circuitous Root. Alright, now they're getting closer to the win con. Yeah. Might have it in the next couple turns, and I'm not sure there's too much I can do about that. Beyond, I guess, be a bit more aggressive, but let's cast Voyage Home. That seems good to me. Oh, I meant to do that after I played a Glass Casket. That's my bad. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm feeling a little silly right now. A little wild. But we're definitely doing lots of things, at least. Boom, and then so we get the 4/4, and then I think I bay away this token. I mean, this Glass Casket that exiled a token. This is non-land permanent. Could get Perilous Snare on the tome. That seems silly. So I guess we'll just do the Synthesizer. Ooh. Artifacts are feeling crazy right now. Sure, I'll take a Gear Hulk. I don't think Braided Net is going to do much. And then gonna assume they'll have more removal, but they do have to spend mana if they want to get their Mazes and Win Con down. So, let's see what they do. Definitely feeling spicy over here. Alright, they have plenty of sweepers. They could have up to 12 sweepers. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, yeah. I think they just are going to win next turn, and I guess me figuring out my deck is not serving us well. Yeah, I mean, I can make a big army here, but I don't think it's going to save us. So, there's a lot of things I could be doing. I could be repurposing Bay's Foundry for a third synthesizer. I mean, we can definitely get a beefy board going right now. It's just not going to be enough, unfortunately, for the Great Maze's End. Happy to win against Maze's End, though, and I didn't even think about it as a thing to work on this set. If maybe there's new cards to enable the ultimate jank of win cons. Aetherspark is definitely kind of cool, even though you always need creatures to do stuff with. I think they'll have another sweeper, so I'm going to wait on the Gear Hulk. And might as well just play out our cards. Even if I Demolition Field... Hold up, what do we... I don't know how many copies they have of these cards in their deck. Getting one Maze's End doesn't stop them. So maybe they only have single versions of the Guild Gates. Is It's Not Their Color? Might as well take that one. They might only have singles, so I guess it's worth a try. They can draw a tome no matter what. No matter what land I choose to target there. Okay, it's our last basic. And we can use the bay here. We might as well get another synthesizer. Definitely gonna win next turn if they don't do it themselves. So I guess we'll find out right now. Yep. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, they got it if they have a 9th Geat in their deck, which they're not getting right now, so maybe they don't? They must, right? Now they do it? Alright, they got there. Gabe, learn more about my deck, learn what we're up against. I think Negate can come in. We really don't have much answers for this. Oh, except for Stonebrain can definitely get the job done. Go down on Glass Casket, even though we want to sacrifice that, but it feels pretty silly, except for taking care of those tokens was nice. Gearhulk was not doing much, honestly, at all this matchup. That's a bit unfortunate. Perilous Snare, Braided Net feel pretty silly also. Alright, let's try it again. I play. Okay. Got our old 7-mana draw 3 in hand. No cheap artifacts, but Synthesizer into Simulacrum seems pretty strong. We can assume that our opponent will have a million sweepers again, but we must persist. And I'm trying to think what tweaks I want to make in this deck after this match. Because it is day 1. Not sure when you'll be seeing this video, but right now it is day 1 of the new set. They are off to the races, and so are we. Let's see if they sideboarded in some artifact removal. Glyph Bridge and Spider. I think I'll drop the Glyph Bridge and keep the Spider. Thran Spider can really ramp into Voyage Home very nicely. Alright, they got a Tome. We can Foundry into Spider here. Could also play Simulacrum, but I kind of like this route a little more. Get more artifacts down, seems good. Hey, you got a Scry trigger holding you up there, huh? So all this existed in Standard already, and I was having fun with it, and I did release a video or two with some Azorius Artifacts builds, and I'm hoping with all these new cards that these decks are going to be more powerful, and I really want to figure out some sort of control version with these new cards, because I don't love the kind of just like aggro synthesizer builds. It doesn't excite me quite as much as the weirder other builds. Alright, so yeah, we can do this. Feeling pretty good right now. I'm going to assume they'll have a sweeper next turn. If it's a Sunfall, me playing Simulacrum here will be bad, but we're going to rebuild our hand so much that I think it's okay. I like Simulacrum, Solemn Simulacrum, and Repurposing Bay is kind of sweet. And then we can get Mightstone and Weakstone off of the Simulacrum because it's a 5-mana cost card. That's something that definitely intrigues me. And Market Gnome seemed like a perfect sacrifice target for our Repurposing Bay. Okay there, you want to scry or not? I think that's the only thing you can do. Not sure why they're taking their time with that. Maybe they left the room? Yep, I'm going to say they just walked away from their computer thinking I was just going to be able to chug along. So, let's voyage home, I say. 2 mana, draw 3, gain 3, seems good. And there's a Market Gnome, but I don't want to play it because they might have a Sunfall. So let's chill on that. We can rebuild a little with repurposing Bay next turn. I'll put away that land, and then we'll just get an in for an attack. Gonna assume they'll chump here. And let's see what type of sweeper they have. Go to the bottom. Oh, maybe they do not have a sweeper? Or maybe they do and they need land number 5. Could be the case. 2 scries to the bottom with the tome. It's a good sign for us. And if they have a split up? No, it's a lookout. Ooh, that's really good for us. Oh my god, if we could get a glass casket right now. Another market gnome. Oh, what am I talking about? We have the combo. I think we win right now. It's kind of sick. Repurposing Bay market gnome is pretty sweet. Buffs our squad. Get market gnome. I don't think I boarded out all the glass caskets right now. I have 2. Thank God. Boom, boom. Oh, feels good. Another Bay is fine. Glass casket. I think we just got this. I was going to say we could also get the, we sideboarded in. Yep, there we go. Game over. Guess I'll get an exercise for the old tomes, too. Sideboard could use some work, if I'm being totally real. I'll get rid of Braided Net. Maybe keep 1, I guess. I don't know. Go down to 1 Year Hulk. Glyph Bridge can go entirely. And then I might as well put in a snare again, because that's a new card. 1 land hand. Got some sweet new cards, but that's a mulligan, I'd say. This is a keep. Don't get the turn 1 market gnome. What are we putting away? I guess glass casket is probably the least useful to start, so. Oh, we get an untapped white. Let's get down to turn 1 market gnome, and I can chill on the lands for a bit. Voyage Home is going to have a bit of a heavy lift here. Exercise is good for tomes. Nothing to do this turn, so I may as well get down to tap land, I think. Did not send a message with our 0-3. You'll have to forgive me. They are off to the races with Guild Gates. Ooh, we have an answer for that, but I really want to get down Thran Spider. And Synthesizer. Ugh. I'm feeling aggressive. I know how good Tome is. That's why we have Exercise. I think it's silly. I'm going off curve, which is dumb. But, so maybe getting a Synthesizer down there is really necessary. Ah. Suck it. Take that. Another Voyage Home. Okay. Yep, let's get down Synthesizer, see if they have an answer. Then we have a Counterspell, which could be bad. Nope. 2 tapped lands. I guess I'll take 1 of those. Definitely off to a slow start, so maybe I'll regret exercising that tome so early, but I think it's good that they didn't get any extra cards off of it. I think that's kind of nice for us. Let's get down Thran Spider. Get a Synthesizer token down, and I'm going to assume they'll be able to sweep it up next turn. Couldn't last it. God, if that was an untapped land, we'd have a Voyage Home right there, which would be really nice. Okay, yeah, I'll take a 3rd one. Seems good. Draw 9, gain 9. Not bad in my book. This card is sweet, and I really want to figure out how to build a control deck around it. Potentially like a Jeskai control deck, but I'm just going to rip it right now. Just rip it. Glass Casket doesn't do anything. I made the choice of not playing Thran Spider for a Synthesizer token. What am I even doing with my life? I don't know. Opponent is doing pretty well with the Guildgate situation, so I gotta... Maybe I'm being a little cavalier here. Let's make them have another sweeper. Perilous Snare. Pretty silly in this matchup, other than that it's trigger Synthesizer. But... Do we try to make a synthesizer token and risk another sweeper? I think I'm just going to voyage home. Seems good. Nice. We get a land, and I'll play a repurposing bay. That seems like a good little turn for me. They gotta have another sweeper. They have 7, 8 guild gates. There's a Day of Judgment. They are close to winning, so we need to buckle down and play a Thousand Moon Smithy. Two different types of constructs. Oh no, this is a gnome soldier, my bad. I actually always thought that these were the same type of creature. Interesting. We could glass casket, get another repurposing bay. Well, let's play a land. We know we're doing that. Very tempted to cast another Voyage Home because that card is so sweet. I think I'll take a land. Yeah, I'm going to do this because that means next turn we can, if they have another sweeper, we can play a Perilous Snare and rebuild very well, I think, if we have 2 synthesizers down. And I'm honestly kind of want to save my Market Gnome. Ooh, Simulacrum. Ah, what am I talking about? I mean, if they have a Sunfall, I'll regret this a little bit, but seems strong. I have 3 10-10s. What do you got? Another sweeper? There's a Thran Portal, so they're very set up for their win con here. If they have a Maze's End, actually, we're pretty screwed. That doesn't help, but Clifftop Lookout might. Oh, okay, never mind. We got there. Whew. Goodness. All right, let's work on the deck a little bit, I think. All right, repurposing bay looking really nice there. So we can go to 4/5, and then I guess I want a 6 mana artifact. What would that be? All right, I guess we just do 2 bays. We'll do Chamil. I think Radiant Lotus is a different build. Well, I'm kind of into this hand if we get land number 3. We don't get a turn 1 Market Gnome, though. But 2 Market Gnomes into these cards seems pretty good to me. Artifacts, baby. We like them. Analyze the pollen, okay. Okay, they get a Plains. Sounds good. There's a Fabrication Foundry, which is nice. But we do need land number 3. At least we can get this down next turn. Kind of counts as getting a land. Okay, Beanstalk seems pretty normal on the other side. Oh, we get a land. Very nice. I think we'll still get the Foundry down. Into Market Gnome, of course. I definitely remembered we could do that. Beanstalk, off to the races, and a little Naya build on the other side. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I guess we'll stick with our synthesizer plan. Lands are good. I think I kind of want both of those. I mean, we're realistically only going to get to play 1, I think. If we play our Simulacrum, or other type of Simulacrum, that is, if you know what I'm talking about. And I'm starting to feel like maybe we have 2 different versions of this deck. We have the synthesizer kind of like aggressive deck, and then we do the repurposing bay control-y cheaty thing. That's what I'm vibing with right now. Overlord is a good card. Okay. Voyage Home. I think we do Solemn Simulacrum and get our synthesizer token train going. Get Plains. Our opponent is 4 colors right now. Okay, there. Oh. Potentially not attacking. They attack with 1 to chump with another 2/1, I guess. It's kind of fine with me. I mean, I'm a little scared for the big stuff that they'll probably be able to get down. Insects. Very nice. Insect parent over here. Yeah, Thran Spider Voyage Home. That's our game plan. Let's voyage home first for 2. This art is pretty funny. If I'm being totally real, it's a bit of a cartoon. Glass casket. I don't think they have a sweeper, so I'm gonna go a little all out here and try to get in for a big hit. They might have a sweeper, of course, and if they do, I'll be sad. But if they destroy things, Fabrication Foundry might be able to get us some stuff back from the yard. All right, looks like they're gonna bind our synthesizer, I would imagine. It's a bit unfortunate. Could bind our 7/7. Nope. Definitely the move there. Still got these big boys, though. So we get in for 10. See what they do next turn. I'm going to assume they can do something large and scary. Alright. There's a sweeper. Got some cards off of our gnomes and our Solemn Simulacrum. Seems good. We get an Aether Spark. Sweet. So Perilous Snare can get the Leyline Binding or the Overlord, and I'm a little torn on which to kill. I really want the synthesizer back. I really do. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for it. If they have another Leyline Binding, I'll also be sad about that. But, oh, those are both good cards. I think I'll keep both of those, in fact. The Spark? Won't be able to cast Thran Spider. Ugh. Wow, if Farewell was still in Standard, this deck would not do well, but we rebuilt. Let's see if they have another sweeper. We'll have to deal with this big Overlord too, but I'm kind of hoping our 10/10 can just overwhelm it. Human. Not what I would expect them to name. Okay. Cast Boiler Bilges, but not as a creature. Thran Spider's dead. You get another Leyline Binding. This is the type of matchup that Perilous Snare we definitely want in our deck because... Oh, hey, we started engines for the first time. I didn't even notice. I did this in the sealed event. I went to a pre-release this past weekend. Very fun. But I have not done this on Arena yet. Alright, there's a big Overlord. They gotta have a binding, right? Because otherwise they're gonna have to chump with their Overlord? Might as well do this first, I think. Gear Hulk. Ooh, yeah. Let's play it. Could be Gear Hulk's big moment. Yes. So sick, honestly. This art is extremely cool to me. Alright, I guess show me the Leyline Binding. Let's play Aether Spark, might as well, and attach it to our 11/11. Sick. Or no, I guess I'll attach it to our Market Gnome. We know they're going to kill this thing, right? So New card. I saw something, I think I was watching the announce stream a while back, and they said card was really hard to code in Arena because it's so unique, which makes sense. Alright, there's the binding, but they let us do a lot. They could have bind our synthesizer, but I guess that was their only answer to our 1313. And they have a sweeper next turn, we can assume. What? Oh, I see. I was so confused for a moment. Oh, some cool triggers just happened. Our engines are ramping up. Aetherspark gets a token, or gets a loyalty token. They got a sweep here. They could play Overlord too and chump things, I suppose. Oh, they're gonna play Beza. Okay. It's not a Sunfall. If they kill our Market Gnome here, I'll be kind of chill with that. Maybe we'll draw 2 with the Aetherspark next turn. Ooh, this is all they're gonna do? I mean, I can Glass Casket one of these. If I can get rid of Beza, we can basically kill them. Yeah, let's draw 2 with the Aetherspark. Oh, and I think we got there. Pretty sure that's game. We have to have Gearhulk having prowess, something I completely forgot about. There we go. Beat a variety of domain overlords. Alright, Exercise comes in. Overlord, yeah, pretty standard. I guess Stonebrain is pretty good. Torpor Orb is kind of interesting. A lot of these could be good. I think Glass Casket's the weakest thing. We can get rid of that. Jamil, probably a really necessary card in the deck. Sunfall, we already have Glyph Bridge, so let's get rid of that. And our deck is feeling fun. That's for sure. It's feeling pretty sweet. I guess I'll go to 1 Gearhulk. This isn't... I don't know what the deck for Gearhulk is, honestly, other than it's kind of a cool alternate when gone for Azorius control, I suppose, but I don't love that it just bounces something. It'd be really nice if it killed something, but I guess that'd be overpowered. Okay, no lands. Easy mulligan. 2 lands and a dream. Guess we'll put away Jamil. Not the best hand you want to see, honestly. Not in love with our current hand. They have analyzed the pollen and decided that plains is the answer. Let's see if we can get a land on top. Ooh, I do want that card. Shit. This card is so good in this matchup. We do have 2 Fabrication Foundries, but I think we need to hit land. It's so bad. We do have some other removal, though. Braided Net and Gearhulk, so... Untapped land here for Foundry is really what we're jonesing for, and we get there. Very nice. Let's get it down. Nothing to attach the Aetherspark to. But it's kind of cool. This is just a colorless Planeswalker otherwise. It can just do really expensive things, like a really expensive draw 2. Yeah, not feeling great about our position right now. If they get rid of our Foundry, I'll be a little annoyed. It'd be kind of rude. See if they want to target this with a Leyline Binding next turn. I don't think they can... Yeah, they don't have the mana for a Binding right now, but... I'm probably just going to get the Aetherspark down next turn. Our tap lands have been a bit rough this game so far. Gearhulk. Sometimes with cards, like, I really just... This art is very cool to me compared to the alt art in the store. I mean, I like that too, and I might buy them, but, like, really, I just want this extended to the edge. This art. All right, we get a synthesizer. We can assume it'll die right away, so maybe let's distract him with Aetherspark. Synthesizer's so good to get down, though, and we can actually do this. So what am I even talking about? What am I doing? And we binned one of our ways to get Leyline Bindings, so I'm probably a bit screwed this game, if I'm being totally real. But maybe we can scry. Nope. I was gonna say maybe we can scry into artifact. I mean, an enchantment removal, but not the case. I think. Do we even want the Thranspider? Not really. I mean, it's a good card, but I think we need some other answers. We need, like, exercises. That's what we need. Yep, there's a binding. To be expected. Maybe I need, like, a Tidebinder in the sideboard of this deck, because Tidebinder in this matchup would be nice. Gearhole can bounce the binding, which is kind of sweet. Okay, there's a big boy. Can tap that down next turn, so it doesn't concern me too much right now. Stonebrain. Ooh. Boy, am I tempted to use Stonebrain here, but I think I'm gonna try to get a little more synthesizer action. Okay, Voyage Home seems good. Don't need the gnome, I don't think. See what they do. Alright, I think I'm just going to tap down Overlord here. While we can use our Braided Net. They don't get to ramp. Can't trade with our Gearhulk, so that seems fruitless. Don't touch my big boy. Don't you dare. My brand new mythic construct. They don't. No touching. Alright, let's get a land. I'm gonna assume they'll have another Leyline Binding, right? Ooh, another synthesizer, nice, but we don't get a land. Do we go for another Voyage Home in attempts to get a land? Ooh, it's risky. It's risky, and I'm feeling like I want to risk it. Thanks. It is pretty nice. Oh, we don't get an untap. We get 3 lands. We don't get an untap blue for the synthesizer. I guess I could have seen that coming. Oh well. Still get a Thranspider, get a synthesizer token, make them deal with this stuff. I'm going to assume they'll bind our Gearhulk, maybe? They should have binded our synthesizer right there, so... Gearhulk gets in for 8. Double Strike with Prowess is a little sneaky strong, I guess. You want to flash in a Leyline Binding? I'm feeling aggressive. Oop, okay, they're going to take it. Boom. Bim bomb. Alright, we got a big turn next turn, so... And Stonebrain hasn't felt necessary. If they drop a white Overlord here, I might regret not using the Stonebrain, honestly. Okay, I don't think they're going to attack with Overlord here. Nope, never mind. They must have a sweeper. So maybe I should have tapped it with Braided Net so they didn't get that land, I suppose. But gonna mentally prepare for a sweeper right now. Alright, it's not Sunfall, which is kind of nice. I mean, we get to rebuild in a pretty crazy way next turn. Now they have Uncounterable Overlord. Let's see if they get one down here. They should if they have one, I think. Maybe choosing human last game was a mistake. I've not seen any humans in their deck as far as I can remember. Rest in peace. I don't think that affects us at all. Okay, interesting. Yeah. I want to get another synthesizer down, but I think first I'm going to do this and get all their Leyline Bindings out of their deck. Too many binding cards. Leyline Binding. There it is. Okay, they have 2 sweepers and a get lost in hand. That's really good to know. And we get all 4 leyline bindings out of their deck. Oh, it seems good. Oh, I could have looked at their list a little more. So we know they can sweep, but get lost can target the Aether Spark. No, well, it's good I didn't play that yet. Synthesizer is going to be a problem for them because they're going to have to get through. I mean, it'll buy them time. Their sweepers will buy them time, but I wonder if they boarded in artifact removal. That's going to be very crucial for standard nowadays. Lift Bridge and Exercise. I like both of those. I really want to exercise their Beanstalk. Market Gnome, I mean, if they use Sunfall here, I need to get it out of their hand. That'll be a bit of a bummer for Market Gnome. But they might go for Get Lost on our 7/7, and then I'll definitely get down the Aether Spark next turn. Seems kind of sick. This card is an interesting conundrum, I will admit. Alright. We have an 8/8 and a 0/3. Let's see what they do. What do you get for me over there? Sweeper? It's unfortunate that we might not be able to get their Beanstalk gone before they use Sunfall here. Maybe me playing my Market... Oh, okay, they go for Day of Judgment. I was going to say, maybe Market Gnome there was a mistake because it kind of incentivizes them to use Sunfall, but they didn't go for it. And they haven't gotten more Overlords yet. They still have Get Lost, though. Let's get Beanstalk gone. Alright, our graveyard's gone. Maybe that's why they put in Rest in Peace, but the Foundry, that's like kind of just such a secondary part, honestly. Aether Spark here gets us 2 more tokens, but then it just dies without doing much of anything. So let's see if they want to use Get Lost on our Restless Anchorage. Ooh, please do. Alright. I mean, it's not amazing for us, but it does help us, I think. Or at least makes the Aether Spark, which I will cast now, a little more likely to stick around. Thank you. Sick. Oh, yeah. Doing the thing. Sunfall here, but not too worried about it. Gotta get it out of their hand anyways, and the Aether Spark looks like it's gonna survive. What do you got up there? Okay. Yep, our Glyph Bridge will come in nicely here. I was going to cast it anyways, but now it has a target. Oh, there's so many fun things to do with this deck. Wow. So I'm going to do like this and then attach the Aether Spark to our Anchorage. Oh, and we would have gotten up to 9 on our Aether Spark. All right. Pretty fun right now. Thanks so much for watching this video today. I had a lot of fun with these games, and I'm definitely going to continue to iterate on this deck. It is really fun, and there's so many things to do with it, so I'm very excited to continue to play it. And thanks again for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.